growing up as a kid, yeah. All a nigga wanna have was a Burberry scarf and $3 in my pocket. Instead I got beat with a switch, but I don't give a fuck, but it's on my body. Scars all up on me, but I run around from.
What is up, everybody? It's JT Sports, and I'm back to you guys with another video. In this video, I am doing my 2020 NFL record prediction for the defending Super Bowl champions, the Kansas City Chiefs. So the Kansas City Chiefs, this is basically, in my opinion, the same team from last season. They didn't really lose a lot of notable players. So basically, with this being the same team this was last year, I'm expecting this offense to be one of the best in the NFL, and I'm expecting the defense to be pretty where they were last year, middle of the pack. So before I get into it, make sure that you guys hit that like button and subscribe to the channel, because I upload NFL videos and college football videos daily. So Week 1, the Kansas City Chiefs are playing the Houston Texans Thursday night. I'm picking Kansas City to win that game. This game is probably going to be a shootout. Houston probably could win this game as well, but I'm going to take Kansas City to win that game because one team in this game has to get a stop, and you're going to have to choose Kansas City's defense or Houston's defense. I'm going to be choosing Kansas City's defense to be that team that gets that key stop in that game. Week 2, they are facing the LA Chargers on the road in Los Angeles. I'm going to take Kansas City to win that game. I like the Chargers a lot, but I just think the Kansas City Chiefs are going to get the best of the Chargers the first go around. Week 3, the Kansas City Chiefs are going on the road Monday night to face the Baltimore Ravens. Now, this is probably going to be a preview of the 2020 AFC Championship game. We got robbed of this game last season because the Tennessee Titans just decided that they wanted to go on a Cinderella run and ruin that for all of us. We wanted to see Lamar Jackson versus Patrick Mahomes, and we got robbed of that by the Tennessee Titans. So screw you, Tennessee, for doing that. But in all seriousness, this is probably going to be the game of the year. You got Patrick Mahomes versus Lamar Jackson, two of the best quarterbacks in the NFL right now, two of the best young quarterbacks in the NFL right now, two of the last two MVPs. Patrick Mahomes won it in 2018. Lamar Jackson won it last season in 2019. So the team I'm going to take to win this game, I'm going to take the Baltimore Ravens to win this game. I'm expecting a lot of points to be scored, but ultimately, I don't think Kansas City's defense is going to be able to stop Lamar Jackson versus I think this Baltimore Ravens defense is going to be able to get a couple of stops in this game to win that matchup. And I just don't like how Kansas City matches up defensively when it comes to trying to stop the Baltimore Ravens. Like, I know they got a lot of the talented linebackers and things like that, but ultimately, I just think that Baltimore is just a way more physical team than Kansas City. Week 4, they're going to be facing the New England Patriots at home. I'm going to take them to win that game there. This game is going to be a really tightly contested matchup. I really think that New England could, hang around. But the thing is, New England, I just don't think their offensive style or their offensive philosophy this year is going to be built to keep up with Kansas City scoring. I think Kansas City at least scores at least 20 points in this matchup. So I'm going to take Kansas City to win that game there. Week 5, they're facing the Las Vegas Raiders. I'm going to take Kansas City to win that game there. The Las Vegas Raiders, the thing with the Las Vegas Raiders is that we don't really know how good their defense is going to be this year. Now, we know their defense is going to be improved based on what they did in free agency, but basically everything they did wasn't really necessarily blowing me out the water. Everything they got was pretty much average. So, I mean, that's going to be a tough game there, but ultimately I'm going to take them to win that game there. Week 6, they are going to be facing the Buffalo Bills. Thursday night game, short week at Buffalo. This is going to be another really good game because Buffalo has a really good defense. Their offense should also be improved as well. But I'm going to take Kansas City to win that matchup there. I think Kansas City ultimately is going to be able to outscore Buffalo. I know Buffalo's defense, like New England, is going to be able to keep them in the game. But when it comes down to it, can Buffalo's offense be able to stay in the game and keep up with that Kansas City Chiefs offense? And I just don't trust it there. So week 7, they're going to be facing the Denver Broncos. I'm going to take Denver to win that game there. So I like the Denver Broncos a lot this year. I had them going 9-7, my Denver Broncos record prediction. I think they could do a lot better than that. But I think the Kansas City Chiefs are going to end up losing to Denver on the road in Denver. And I think they end up splitting their matchups there. So I think that Kansas City doesn't really mop the floor with Denver this year. This is a better Denver Broncos team than what we've seen in the past. But I do think that Kansas City gets the best in the Week 13 matchup. So they go ahead and they split that matchup there. So Week 8, they're facing the New York Jets there. That without a doubt is going to be a no contest. That game should pretty much be a blowout. I don't really trust Adam Gase. I don't think that defense for the New York Jets is going to be able to get any stops at all. I think that Kansas City is just going to go up and down the field on the New York Jets, do whatever they want to do on offense. I think they're probably going to script their first 20 plays of the game, and they're probably going to go right the way that they plan. So I'm going to take the Kansas City Chiefs to win that game there. Week 9, they face the Carolina Panthers. That game is going to be another game that should result in a blowout. Now, the thing with the Carolina Panthers is the Carolina Panthers offense should be pretty solid, but their defense is probably going to be one of the worst defenses in the NFL. So week 10, they have a week 10 bye week, which is, in my opinion, pretty much where you want to have your bye week at. Me personally, I would rather have a bye week like week 11 or week 12, but week 10 is pretty okay because that's pretty much near the middle part of the season there. So week 11, they're facing the Las Vegas Raiders. I'm going to take the Las Vegas Raiders to get the best of Kansas City. I don't think that Kansas City is going to mop the floor with the Las Vegas Raiders this year. The Las Vegas Raiders, I can see them still in the game. It depends on what game is it going to be. Is it going to be that week 5 game or is it going to be that week 11 game? But I just think that the Las Vegas Raiders are going to end up stealing one or two, are going to end up stealing one game versus the Kansas City Chiefs. Week 12, they're facing the Tampa Bay Buccaneers on the road in Tampa Bay. That's going to be another really interesting matchup to watch, but I'm going to take Kansas City to win that game. I know Tampa's going to have a really good defense, but I really like Kansas City's offense in this game. Really, it's going to be a really high-scoring affair. But ultimately, I think Kansas City's going to be able to win that game versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I think that's a game that can go either way, 50-50 if you had to flip a coin, but I'm probably going to choose Kansas City to win that game there. Week 13, like I said, I have them beating the Denver Broncos second go around. I don't think the Broncos are going to sweep the Kansas City Chiefs this year. Week 14, they're playing the Miami Dolphins on the road in Miami. I'm taking Kansas City to win that game there. Now, that's a really interesting game because defensively, Miami matches up pretty well with the Kansas City Chiefs offense. You got Byron Jones. You also got Xavier Howard. You also got a pretty good slot corner as well. So, I mean, the Miami Dolphins defense matches up pretty well. They could stop this Kansas City Chiefs offense, but I just don't think this Miami Dolphins offense is going to be enough to put up points on this Kansas City Chiefs defense. So, that's why I got the Kansas City Chiefs taking the victory there. Week 15, they got to go on the road in New Orleans and face the New Orleans Saints. That's going to be another toss-up game there. That game can go either way. I'm going to take Kansas City to win that game. The thing with the New Orleans Saints is that when you need the New Orleans Saints defense to get a stop late in the game, they just fail to come up. Like, it's two things that are guaranteed, right? The New Orleans Saints defense allowing the game-winning touchdown, or the New Orleans Saints defense allowing the game-winning touchdown. Two of those things are guaranteed in life, and the New Orleans Saints really, when it comes to big moments and big spots and big games, if the defense is on the field and has to win the game, they can't do it most of the time against good championship quality opponents, which is why they have failed to make it to the Super Bowl the last few years. So I want to take Kansas City to win that game on the road in New Orleans. That's a game that can go either way, but it's going to be a pretty close game. And in the close game, I trust Patrick Mahomes versus trusting that New Orleans Saints defense to get a stop. Week 16, they got to face the Atlanta Falcons. I am going to take the Kansas City Chiefs to win that game there versus the Atlanta Falcons. That could be a little bit of a tricky game, but ultimately I think Kansas City is going to be able to pull that one out. The Atlanta Falcons are a really interesting team because when you look at the Atlanta Falcons, that was the Atlanta Falcons team that was banged up last year. The offensive line was banged up. The defense was banged up. And if there's one team that you don't want to play late in the season, it probably would be the Atlanta Falcons because the Atlanta Falcons, they have the talent, they have the pieces, they have the quarterback, they have the running game. You pick up Todd Gurley, you have a defense that should be pretty solid, at least on paper. The question is, it just all comes down to coaching. So I'm going to take the Kansas City Chiefs to win that game, that Week 16 game versus the Atlanta Falcons. I'm expecting that game to be a shootout. I wouldn't be surprised if both those teams end up putting 40 points up on the board or something like that. Week 17, the Kansas City Chiefs are facing the LA Chargers the second go around. I'm going to take the Chargers to win that game. I don't really see the Kansas City Chiefs sweeping the LA Chargers this year. I really like the LA Chargers this year. I think they're going to have the best defense in all of the NFL this year when you look at their secondary, look at their defensive line. So ultimately, I think Kansas City ends up having a 12-4 record. They could go 13-3. They could go 14-2. A couple of these games could go the other way. They could, mop the floor with the Las Vegas Raiders because we don't know about their defense. Yeah, pretty much that's pretty much the only game that I could see going in their favor. Maybe they could sweep the Chargers. I don't know. But ultimately, I think they end up going 12-4. I think that is a pretty realistic prediction for the Kansas City Chiefs. So let me know what you guys think about the Kansas City Chiefs this upcoming NFL season. What's your record prediction for the defending Super Bowl champions? Make sure that you guys, if you haven't already, make sure that you guys like the video and subscribe to the channel for more NFL videos and content. And thanks for watching.